a Kent, you're a fucking Kent, and
Yep,
own up to it.
absolutely. And I take accountability for things I do wrong, because you have to.
Because some
It's
people's
a
getting
part
mixed
of
up and
life.
thinking you're using disabilities or diagnoses
No, I don't. Personally, I don't.
get a free pass.
Diagnosis or not.
Sarah, 1 minute. What the comments are picking up on, and that's why I've answered that.
Okay.
Nobody's giving anybody a free pass with any diagnosis, any illness, any whatever.
No.
Right? If you're a Kent, you're a Kent.
Yes.
And if you've got an illness, you've got an illness. Don't
Yes.
connect the two together. Don't give them a free pass because of that diagnosis.
And so obviously my two adult children with autism are around Alphaba's age. There is no way that they would behave like that. There is no way that they would go in group chats like that.
You can only speak on your own children.
I can, yeah, but
for everybody else's children, it's different.
I feel that Alphaba know exactly what they're doing in that group chat, and they're now trying to use the diagnosis as an excuse for that.
Yeah,
and they can't.
Exactly.
If they can build a profile on social media, if they can travel plan to get to Scram with Dad, if they can counter their social anxiety to do all of that stuff, if they can do all of these things they do, get to Wicked and all of that stuff, then they know that is wrong. When they can sit on their social media and live streams and say, oh, that's transphobic, this is wrong, that is wrong, you can't be treating me like that.
Exactly.
Then they know what right from wrong is, because they pick out when other people are doing wrong to them.
1,000,000%.
They know exactly what they're doing. They knew exactly what they were doing in that group chat, in my opinion. And they are now trying to use their diagnosis as an excuse for that behaviour.
And that should
I feel really, really bad for Talia.
Yeah.
I don't think she means any malice or anything. I think somehow Alpha was just emotionally manipulated or some way.
On Talia either. So, like, I'm not being awful. I'll thank you.
I feel bad for her.
So nobody was having a hate live, but Talia was telling me I didn't know what the 5 traits of autism was, when it's not my place firstly to say it, because it's my niece's son. So if she wants to come on and speak about it, she can.
Yeah.
But every person with all of them things is different. You can't put 2 people together and say this is identical. But Talia is the mother of a child with autism, so she was right in what she was saying, but I was also right in what I was saying.
That's why it's called a spectrum disorder.
Exactly.
That's why it's autism spectrum disorder.
I've never seen you come in.
It affects everyone differently. The 4 formal diagnoses we have within this household, we have similar traits, but all of us couldn't be any different if you tried.
There you go. There you go. But Sarah, thank you for that, me baby.
Okay, yeah, I've got to go now anyway. And thank you for allowing me to talk.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Put my opinion out there. I appreciate it. I hope you have a nice day, everybody.
You too. Thanks very much.
I wanted to pick up, Pearl, on, because obviously you said, like, obviously Luke said when he met Alpha, they were very childlike. Obviously, their interactions were all on camera, so they act on camera. Whereas I met them in person, if you remember, and spent time with them off live. So on live, they're very, like, that's the way they behave. But when my experience offline is that they're very manipulative, very calculating. They know exactly what they're doing. Like, it's an act online, like all this, oh, I'm so innocent and I don't know about this, and I'm a victim and all that. No, they're very, like, shrewd offline, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And this is just for instance, how you've just said there, offline they're totally different. Now Bambi, who me and Angie supposed to unalived on the Come Down With Me, on camera she was Bambi, off camera she was a fucking demon. She was as sly as fuck, and anyway people see it. But what it is with the infested one is, listen, she's into all of this acting, she's into this wicked thing. She fucking knows how to keep herself going in a storyline for the benefit of herself to fuck, like, so she thinks she's getting the pass for the bad behaviour, but as EQ's just said, she has met her in real life and knows she's a cunt off camera, but Bambi on camera.
Exactly, that's the exact point. All right, Pearl, we'll come to it anyway. See you later, love.
Babs.
Bye, babes.
Bye. Yes, 11/11, everybody make a bloody wish. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, stop trying to pull one over and coming out with this diagnosis. All, in my opinion, I can only give my opinion, she's trying. Who's got something on in the background? You're giving me brain overload. Thank you. If they're trying to get this free fucking pass for the scummy behaviour, what they do. End of. That is my opinion. And for anybody to come out, who's got the telly on? Who's Susie, I mean Smooth, is it you? Do you want to say anything, Babby? Catherine?
Hi. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet.
1 minute, Smooth. Catherine speaking first. Sorry, 1 minute.
Hi, Pearl. Yeah, you were on about autism. My son is autistic, right? My daughter is at the minute being tested for ADHD and autism. Now, I was reading up. Autism and ADHD have got the same traits.
Yeah.
But there's different sides of the spectrum. There's the high side of spectrum where there's non-verbal and everything else involved. Then there's the middle, as they call it, the middle of the spectrum, where they can talk but their speech is not perfect. And then there's the lower spectrum of autism, which my daughter's getting tested for.
Yeah. And that's what I said. It doesn't matter how much and what side of the spectrum, what top, middle or bottom of the spectrum on. Listen, if they diagnose, they've got that paper trail up to that, and everybody's different. You cannot compare two people.
And also, you cannot use that as the excuse for bad behaviour either.
1,000,000%. And that's what most people do. It's just like me, this is where I get called a bully and whatever, and I don't fucking care. It's because I'm truthful. I will say what I've got to say. And people saying, I think people sent you messages. Fuck off with the messages. I don't answer them. If you want to say something to me, come on the screen and say it. There ain't no WhatsApp groups and these private messages and that. If you've got nothing to hide and you're going to say it with chest, come on screen. If you're not prepared to say it on screen, don't fucking say it, because I ain't going to be the one to come out and say it, because I won't be answering your messages.
Like I know from experience, like my brother, he's in his 50s. He only got diagnosed lately with autism, because we had to find out where was the source, because it can run in families as well.
It can, but again, it doesn't matter who's got it, who hasn't. Everybody's different, and again, the only thing that all app is pissed off with is certain individuals, like the infested one, in my opinion, using it to cover up the bad, shitty fucking behaviour. End of.
They can't use that as people with.
No, I get you. I get what you're trying to say. Exactly what I've just said. Catherine, 2 minutes, because Black Queen's here, and I've just noticed she's been in the box for a bit. Sorry, can I just hear from her? Sorry, Babby. But thank you for your opinion on things.
No worries. Can someone kick me out?
I will. Thanks, Babs. Bye.
Hi, Pearl. I actually come to speak to the lady that was in the box a little bit before, who she said that all children know right from wrong, even if they're neurodiverse, because her grandson does. Not all children do. That's the thing. I'm not talking about Elphaba, because obviously they know that they're in the wrong. However, like, neurodiversity is a massive spectrum. There's no high, medium and low. It's just a big spectrum. Not everybody has the awareness of knowing that things are right or wrong. That's it. It doesn't always work like that. My children know certain things are unsafe to do, but then they might run out into a car park because their danger awareness isn't there. It's so different for everybody that's on the spectrum. So people can't judge by the person in their family or their child that might be neurodiverse. It doesn't always work like that.
Yeah. But what we're trying to get to the point here, this person that's making this big fuck off thing about it, we know why they're trying to get everybody to think they've got this diagnosis is because it's covering the shitty behaviour up. But even still, I'm only speaking of experience. I know any of my grandchildren, any of my sister's grandchildren, and one in particular who's got autism, he still at 7-year-old knows right from wrong. But you cannot class every child the same. This is what I've been trying to say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And it's only obvious. Even children without that diagnosis, sometimes they don't know right from wrong, and it's a learned behaviour.
Yeah.
Look at me with the word I fucked up on here. I learnt my kids and then I learnt all my grandkids. It was okay to say that till I fucked up with it. And now they know Granny said that's like a word you can't use no more. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it was learned behaviour. I was telling them that was okay to use that word till I got into trouble over it. Now I know it's not okay to use that word.
Yeah, no, I get you. That makes sense.
Yeah. I know I don't explain myself very good, everybody, but in my head, I'm saying it perfect. I just don't deliver it properly. I do know what I'm trying to say, but I can't put it out. Here's my girl coming up, my Geordie. Hi, Babs.
Hi. I just thought, as your favourite autistic mod, that I will just pop up.
I was waiting for you to get in.
And just say that completely agree. Everyone has different traits, different spaces where they are. But I do actually think it's more nature versus nurture. I think they were brought up in an environment that wasn't very educational. So even if they did have autism or not, it doesn't matter because the way they've been brought up is the way they turn into an adult. And she doesn't see any different and she doesn't see it as wrong. So that's why it'll carry on.
Exactly. Geordie, sorry, stop you talking because I know I'm getting cam-tooed off a certain person. And just to let you know, you can hear your Precious in the background. Yes, my dogs do get walked. I don't sit on here 24/7. My dogs do get walked. And what she's barking for is it's a beautiful day. She needs a bit of fresh air to her ass and she's not getting lifted in. So that's what she barks. She ain't in distress. But just to let you know, my dogs do get walked. Sorry, my Geordie, go on.
What? Who's talking about our Precious?
Well, it was the Ginger Menace saying, does she walk her dogs? Does she walk her dogs? Do I sit on here 24/7? No, I do all fucking kinds when I'm not on here. Hey, my Torian.
Precious goes out more than she does, so she needs to pipe down.
Just saying. Don't question my care of me dogs. Thank you very fucking much.
Them dogs are fucking spoilt more than I spoil my kids, and they are spoilt. But I just thought I'd pop up just to make it clear that
hey, matey.
Autism, ADHD, anything like that is never, ever, ever to be lumped in with vile behaviour. That is completely different. It's not a wiring thing in the brain. It's not chemicals in the brain. It's just purely personality. So if I catch you using autism as an excuse to be a pred or a PDF, I will drag you to holy hell. Right, I'm jumping down. Love you, bye.
Love you too, my Geordie, bye. There you go, everybody. Hey, Superman. Superman? Sorry, out. Smooth?
Hiya, yeah, my point is, if they didn't know right from wrong, how come they knew to lie about it and say it was AI for years? My take on it is that they're very manipulative. They're manipulating behind the scenes with Talia. They're probably S-baiting. And let's not forget at the time they were on GAY dating sites. So that's all I have to say about it.
Well,
can you drop me, please? Thank you.
Thank you for that. Hi, Babby. Orion's digital footprint, hello.
Hiya, Pearl.
Hi.
I saw you for the first time last night and I thought you were incredible.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
Oh, well, I would. I am an autistic Kent, as we all want to say. And I just wanted to say that I agree with Black Queen that came up earlier. She basically said that, there are some autistic children who don't know right from wrong. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I don't believe Orion doesn't. My son actually got in trouble with the police when he was younger. And he did do something wrong and he wasn't aware of why it was wrong. So
I've been in trouble with the police, but it's not because I've got autism.
No, well, exactly. This is what we said. And do you know what we did? We held him accountable. He did the wrong thing. We made him aware why it was wrong. We educated him. And, at the end of the day, it's about holding Orion accountable. Somebody needs to hold him accountable for what he's done. And, even if that involves some sort of education as to why it's wrong, I think he knows that it's wrong. But, so that's all I
listen, in my opinion, full stop, the infested one just is laughing at everybody, is doing the most to fucking cage bait, whatever you call it, to do it to everybody. She fucking knows, in my opinion, full stop, what she's doing. End of.
100%.
End of. And I
fully
think
agree
it's
with
just weird, everybody trying to give her these free passes and, oh my God, she's got this wrong and she's got that wrong with her. Piss off. She's a Kent and just say it. Make a stand for fucking accountability.
I absolutely do agree.
You just EDQ. In the background, she's an absolute vile Kent. She's manipulating and she knows exactly what she's doing. That's people meeting her in the real life. Stop giving these fuckers a free pass.
Yeah, and that's it. And someone else said earlier, I can't remember who it was, that it was convenient timing to get the diagnosis. I apologise, I'm outside if that's noisy. So, I think it was very convenient timing to get out of things, to use an excuse for his behaviour. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, he's shown his supposed report, which shows no developmental delays, which suggests to me that he does know right from wrong, and it's absolute bollocks.
Exactly. Me too, Babby. But, hey, Popular 11, everybody. You tight little fuckers. We should have been right up there this morning. Can we have a little popular push for a minute, please? And tap the screen and get a little army in. Fucking hell. Talk about begging on here, you feckers.
Yeah, get this Kent to number 1. Right, you can drop me now.
Okie doke, me babs. Bye.
Love. Bye.
Bye. So does anybody else want to come in who's saying the box? I've just seen somebody with a box. Who is Tinkerbella? Tinkerbella, do you want to get in the box then? Put anybody in the box? Basil? Yeah. Oh, out. Get out. Mods, don't put people in unless they type it in the comments they want the box, please. Hi, Sean.
Hello, Pearl. I just had one more thing to say, but obviously I didn't want to interrupt everyone before. I just wanted to bring up the fact that they've used this diagnosis before when they went into that competition. I think everyone seems to overlook the fact that they did this before, saying that they had this diagnosis and went into this competition quite a few years back. So it seems to be a pattern of using it as an excuse to either get an upper hand or using it as an excuse. So I think it's very important to remember that this isn't the first time that it's become a big thing of using this diagnosis as an excuse for his actions.
Exactly. And that's what pisses me off, because I know that fucking Bambi done it in the kitchen, and then off screen was an absolute fucking troglodyte.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I just wanted to point that out. But thank you, Paul, for letting me in the box.
Oh, you're welcome, Robin. You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, it's not to get out of jail card free. It's not. Hi, Tinkerbell.
Hi, Pearl. You okay?
I'm good, Tabby. Are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. I'm not a professional, so I don't like to diagnose or undiagnose anyone. However, I think where they've gone wrong is they showed some documents from their diagnosis, what the professional had said. And it said things like, can't have food touching on a plate, has a special interest in trains. Now, we see a lot of this person online, so we've seen that they have a lot of food touching on a plate. I mean, they shove it down their throat as if it's
piled up,
business.
Honestly, a big
so it frustrates me that she's clearly lied in the diagnosis. Now, I actually do believe she has got autism. I think there are a lot of traits, but it's gone too far, and the reason for the diagnosis is the problem. It's not because they want extra help in life, and and things like that, it's because they need something to use as an excuse. And I think if we found the videos of where she showed what the report had said, you'd see so many things that contradicted what we see online. They're online 24/7. We know how they live their life. We know what they do and don't do, and that report was full of things that weren't true. And I think that's what frustrated me more than anything. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But thanks for letting me up.
Hey, you're welcome, baby. Right, we've got the last 10 minutes of people wanting to get in the box, because I'm getting bored, actually bored. We're talking about that infested fuck. And it keeps going back to that. Listen, they just Kent and using this diagnosis to excuse them from the bad behaviour, and I'm sorry, I'm not having none of it. Hi, everybody in the box. Do you know you're in? Out. Leslie, do you know you're in the box? Out. Jeanette, do you know you're in the box? Out. Cheryl, do you know you in the box? Out. Piss off, everybody. Thanks. If you want the box, put in the comments box, please, or whatever. Right? If not, out. That's it. So, hey, my lady Whistledown, box, please. So my Sam's there is in the box. That's the way you do it. Hi, Babby.
Hello.
How are you? Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I was getting a call. Are you all right?
I'm good. Are you?
How's the baby?
Oh, bloody lovely.
And everybody all right?
Mm-hmm. Good,
oh,
thanks.
Good. I just thought I'd come and change the subject just to ask how the baby was and ask how you are.
No, everything's good, me baby. But no, I just want people to say that you can't, we're not changing the subject on here. It's just stop. The main message is, listen, whether you're on rugs or you've got a diagnosis or you're pissed as a parrot, stop using all of that for bad behaviour. Just own up. You're a Kent. You want to do them things, whether you're this, that and the other, just own your shit, basically.
I think you're right. I think that's the only point. There's no other point to it. I missed your I missed you last night because I had family, so I didn't see what went on, but I'm just kind of picking up like this morning, and obviously you can tell what's going on, but I just it's ridiculous, really. It's absolutely ridiculous. I just think why people need to use that as more so as a get out of jail card, free card. I said the same as you. Send it all back to front.
Somebody's just mentioned little Harvey there. Again, there's different levels of it.
Of course there is.
Again, people saying Harvey doesn't know what he's doing. Now, I watch Harvey. I absolutely adore him. I think he's absolutely amazing. Yeah. But when he swears,
he knows
and his man tells him it's not thing, he knows exactly what he's doing.
I think he's on a higher end of the spectrum as well. Definitely.
He is, but he still
knows right from wrong. Of course
he still knows what is right and wrong, because he'll say, sorry, mummy.
Exactly.
And I didn't mean to say that, and then he'll say it again because he knows exactly what he's doing.
And that's exactly right.
Don't come on and tell me Harvey, and I love Harvey. Honestly, I absolutely adore him. Yeah. So, but he still knows right from wrong. I'm not saying in everything, but he knows, because straight away it's, sorry, mummy. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but you're right. Yeah, definitely. At the end of the day,
we love Harvey round here.
I do. I love him.
Anyway, my Sam, thank you for that.
Yes, I was just going to say, can you drop me down, because I never know how to get out of these.
I will, but thank you very much, and you have a lovely day.
Take care.
Hi, Babs. Hi, Teddy Bear.
Hiya. I didn't want to speak over anyone before, so I just thought I'd wait quietly. So I just wanted to come up. I watched everything that happened last night. A majority of the stuff I do agree with. Having a child who was on the autistic spectrum. I agree with majority of the things that was said last night. The only comment that I do just want to bring up, I don't think it was you who said the comment. It was to do with manipulation. And obviously Alfie was saying that they've been manipulated, while Talia was saying that blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't believe it's the case that she was manipulated, but I just want to make clear to people that when you are adults and stuff, say if you're in a domestic violent relationship and stuff, it is possible for you to get manipulated. That is not the case with her, but I don't want people thinking that different people in different situations, that's not the case, when it can be. When you're getting like love bombed and you're being beaten up and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? It does have
I think I'm going to be truthful. I think she's very manipulative.
Oh, no, I mean she is, but I don't mean she's been manipulated by Jordan, which is the point I'm trying to make. But I'm saying, like, other people can definitely get manipulated, but I don't think she's manipulated. I don't think she's been manipulated by anyone.
She knows exactly what she's doing, please.
I think she's very calculated, and I think everything was very pre-planned.
Oh, wait there, I can pull you in through your comment. Where's she gone? Top Girl, comment a minute, Babby, and I'll pull you in that way. Can somebody put her in? Oh, here she is. You requested the box backward.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought I was
Stay there anyway for a minute and talk.
Okay, Teddy, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to what you said.
Oh, it's all right. I'm not trying to say that Elfie has been manipulated. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying she's not been she has not been manipulated by anyone. Yeah, she's manipulated other people, but I just want to say the fact that like vulnerable people who are actually vulnerable, they can be manipulated. That isn't the case with her. But
yeah, you get like
I do
there's
agree
a word
with.
for it, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a little boy and he's on the spectrum and he's very, very young for his age, and luckily professionals and stuff were able to tell from quite young, and even with adults and other children, I can pick up straight away, like with certain things and not, and you can tell like there are certain traits where you could probably say like, yeah, she's not all there, fair enough, but whether she's autistic or not, it doesn't excuse anything. You've got to think of all the exposure pages, all the people that say they've got special needs, this and that, doesn't mean that they're not, do you know what I mean? It doesn't make it any better.
I said it earlier as well, like my child who's autistic, he understands no, he'll stop it the first time I say it, but then look me dead in the eye and do it anyway. So he knows what he's doing just to take the piss. But using autism as an excuse for bad behavior, I feel like and like ADHD autism, I think it's putting a bad light on the SEN community anyway, to say, well, I did this because I'm autistic. You can't do that. Your bad behavior is your bad behavior.
Yeah, definitely. And I think because of how long it's taken for things like autism to be taken a lot more seriously, especially with growing up in school and getting support for people when they do need it, I don't think it's then right that people do exaggerate on what it is, because it's something that people do struggle with a lot more than what people let on. Like some people you can tell straight away, and then some people like you can't tell. Do you know what I mean? It's like my little boy, he'll go through phases where he can be amazing around other people, like socially, everything, and then there'll be times where he can't express his emotions and he reacts in certain ways that he doesn't mean to, but if he reacts in a way that he shouldn't, straight away he'll go up to that person and he'll say, am I being good for you? And when he knows he's done wrong, he corrects it straight away.
But yeah, guys, in the comments, so we can't actually say the letter is fake or the person doesn't have it. We're not doctors, we're not psychologists, we're not pediatrics, we're not doctors. Like, just leave it as it is. You can believe it or don't believe it. Just keep it to yourself. Do you know what I mean? But please do not let anybody use any additional needs as an excuse for shitty predatory behaviour.
Do these conversations? Jodie pulled me up, by the way. She's trying to troll. I know. Do these conversations not annoy you, Top Girl, like having Albie? Because with 100%. My wee girl, it stresses me out with my wee girl, because like how Albie and Darcy are, like non-verbal, and they need a lot of help, and then you hear about people like Orion that are basically abusing the system, and then it creates longer waiting lists for our children who really, really need a lot of help. Yeah. Like if you've got to that ripe old age that they've got to, where they can go out and live a full life, then why do you need the help? It's like a personality trait for them.
That's why I was raging with Talia last night when she asked me that question, because, and Cockapoo's in the chat and she'll tell you about this, right? And I said, if I put Tommy on the phone to Cockapoo, she wouldn't understand a word he was saying. Because we're around him all the time, we can understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And with her, everybody fucking understands what she's doing and what she's saying. And this is why, like, I'm on about the infested one there. She ain't got nothing, like, where she can't get her words out. She even pretended she had a fucking Tourette's, and then when that didn't pay off, the Tourette's suddenly disappeared. So yes, it does frustrate you when you know, and that's what I'm saying. See, I've still come out and said something else I shouldn't have about this.
Can I just say, Ashley did not say adults with autism don't need help. Like, can we please stop picking up? She's talking about our children.
I'm talking about like young children. Like, my daughter goes to a SEND school. My daughter doesn't understand. Like, she eats 2 meals and that's it. Like, she won't eat anything else. Like, she has she needs clinical help. I'm talking about older people who have just discovered and feel like, oh, that sounds a bit like I think I'm autistic, but I'm not going to go and waste my time, because I've got through life to the ripe old age of 34, and I know full well I can survive quite well without the help I need. But last night, Pearl, whenever Talia said, name the five, I've got a child who's autistic, and I couldn't name 5 things because I don't know what, those 5 things might not be the same with Top Girl's son as they are with mine.
I can, but I can name Tommy's traits.
Exactly.
I can't name nobody else's. That's
the difference. I think people just on here like to pick apart and only listen to what they want to hear. You need to listen to the whole conversation, and like you said, every child is different and every individual is different. So I don't know. I think people just like going at each other on this app. It's so fucking dark at the moment, this side of the app.
It is.
Can I just have a quick say? So sorry, because I've just jumped out of my office just to quickly say something. I've been desperate.
You haven't jumped out the bloody window.
I know. Sorry. It's just I was listening to you, and I've quickly run outside and sat in my car. I just, as a listener, I've been watching Orion afar for a long time. I heard him saying the other day that he's ordered some key or something, which means that he can use the disabled toilets.
You can get them off Amazon.
So, and he was saying, there was this conversation about which toilets he uses, etc., and he was saying he'll go into the disabled toilets, just to chill and just this, that, and the other, which irritated me. And the Michaela girl that stayed with him as well said that when he ordered an Uber, he said that he was disabled, so the Uber came quickly as well. And the final thing I wanted to say as well is one thing that I've noticed with the pattern with him is when he gets called out on these things, which comes about every so often, is he uses the S-baiting as a way to kind of shut people up. He's been known to do it online, as they say, with a butter knife and things like that. When he gets called out and doesn't like it, he uses that as a way to try and shut people up.
Can we please respect pronouns in this time, because I don't want anything to come back on everybody else. Can you please just respect her? Like, she wants to be called a she. It doesn't harm us to call her a she.
Right, that's fine. That's all I wanted to say anyway. So, just those things, as I've got many more things I could say, but they were the things that I just quickly wanted to say. So I've got to go, but thank you very much for having me up, Pal. I appreciate it.
Have a nice day at work, Bobby.
Thank you.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Can someone get rid of me, please?
Just before I get into what I want to say, I just want to say, has Elphaba done anything to show that she is a woman apart from dressing like one? That's not me being transphobic, it's just a question. Like,
recently she was supposed to be starting, I think it's estrogen gel, I think it's called, I could be wrong,
no,
some
but
sort of hormone gel. She was offered a load of surgery, loads of facial stuff, and she turned it all down.
Torian, 1 minute, let Torian.
What I'm trying to say is, and I promise you, I'm genuinely not being transphobic, because I know people be like, oh, she's transphobic. I just feel like if you're not doing anything to make that change or whatever, or you're just dressing up a woman, there's a difference between being trans and being a cross-dresser. Yeah. Like, I would put her more as a cross-dresser, not a trans, because me personally, in the 3 years I've been on this app, I've never seen her go and like do the changes to become a woman. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like maybe that's why people are saying he or whatever, but that's just what I'm saying. But what I will say is that most autistic people are very much law abiding. Yeah, they don't, that there is obviously a few that might commit crimes or whatever, but at the same time, I just think it's a mockery for people that actually do have non-verbal kids or do have autistic children or ADHD or whatever disability that they have in their household. I just don't think it's fair. Every time you get caught up on something, oh, I'm autistic, Jim, or I'm this and I'm that. It's not fair. And this is why I keep saying things like that become a mockery on this app. Sorry, guys, my daughter's mimicking me in front of me to make me laugh. 1 second. And I just feel like it does become a mockery, and that's why people don't take these things seriously and people don't care. And I just feel like the more that we support these people, it's just going to become worse. Like this app is like a ring round. Like so the same things happen every year. Like we're back in the same arguments. And I just feel like something like paedophilia, if you was to go in front of a judge and you're done for paedophilia, do you think he cares if you're autistic or not? You're getting thrown in that jailhouse just like everybody else. So why the hell are we making an excuse? That's disgusting. Kids should always come first. This is a big grown human being. Like, what are we doing here? It's weird. It's weird behaviour.
100%.
Has anyone else also noticed that when they get called out by the chat that they go, oh, I'm overstimulated right now? No, it's not overstimulated. It's you just don't like being called out.
Yeah, you don't like what you're hearing, It's like me when somebody gets in the box and they all talking all together. I'll say, oh, my brain's overloaded, but I don't just say, I'll say out. Like I solve the problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Out.
This is the thing. I know what it's like to get overstimulated. Most of the time, I actually shut myself away when I'm overstimulated. But they're like, oh, I'm overstimulated, I can't handle it, blah, blah, blah. No.
Do you think it's because people keep giving her like an outing and people are backing her? So she's like, oh, I'll do whatever. I'll still have the people following me and gifting me. We're always on this app. We always reward bad behavior.
Enabling her.
Enabling her bad behavior,
I believe this is the reason why she went on Scram with Dan, because she knew it'd take the limelight off for a bit, it would change some people's opinions, and then eventually more shit would come out and it'd be even more of a narrative.
But this is why I don't respect him as well. Like, so even if you're talking to kids and stuff for a bit of clout, let's go on Scram with Dan. He has no morals.
And he would have known kids would have been watching that as well.
Yeah. So this is why I don't have respect for him as well.
Jodie, can I go now? Because I'm out shopping. Have you heard enough of my voice? I can drop down.
Hey, my Ashley. You have a lovely day, Bobby.
I was going to say something to Ashley before she goes.
Oh, go on.
When she was saying about, what she goes through with her kids. So my daughter, she's 10 years old. She struggles severely with autism. She's actually, because of her autism, she's doubly incontinent. And we have been fighting for years to get the help. And most of the time we were told, oh, well, you're not doing enough. And it was only when she got diagnosed that they kind of linked the two together and said, okay, it's a sensory needs linked to her autism. And it does make a mockery when they're getting the radar key going, oh, well, I'm going to use that toilet, when somebody like my daughter actually needs to use those spaces because of her autism and because of her needs, and they're going, oh, well, I want to use it anyway. Well, no, go use another toilet.
My little boy, he can't even be, so like when he goes to school, for example, so he used to like be in a setting where there was multiple kids and stuff like that, but it's like we've tried to take him to a new school recently because we're waiting for the SEN ones to become available. And it's like even things like going into the school playground, waiting to go in and stuff, because there's that much going on, even with like, even just like the noises of the children and stuff, like it's too much for him and he breaks down and he can't deal with it. And then you see people like that who can just kick off screaming and shouting, and it's only when it suits them that they have that sort of condition, whereas people who have it, they have to deal with it for the rest of their lives and learn to live with that. Exactly. And have a good life, do you know what I mean? And it's an absolute joke.
It is, but like I said, it's just different for everybody, isn't it? And that's why people do get the backs up when they come on and just listen, end of, and I'll sound like a fucking parrot. Like, stop it. When you've got bad behaviour, own your shit, own up to it, or just sit there proud and loud if you want to be known as a Kent, right? But stop using labels to excuse everything. And I have to agree with Torian. I mean, years ago, when the infested one come on here And when I was watching different people go through their journeys, and then all you ever seen, the infested one was put clothes on. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the background. And that's why I once said, in my opinion, I just think that they come across as a cross-dresser. Nothing else and nothing more. Until you see that all of these things has been done, that's just my opinion. But I still am with that opinion that they're just a cross-dresser. And not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I wouldn't class them as, only in my opinion, as a trans person. Like EQ, she's fully transitioned. She's done everything. So to me, and I don't even, I know it goes down in law, a trans woman, but I still class EQ as a woman. Do you know what I'm saying? Because she's went out, she's put herself out there, she's done everything because that's what she wanted to do. So that's when I would class somebody, yes, they are.
Do you think that's why EQ gets like pissed off with, and because
1,000,000%, of course.
Yeah, because she's fought so hard for herself, and when she sees people like isn't it Elphaba making a mockery of the things that she has to fight for every day.
Yeah. 1,000,000%, of course, and you can understand her having that reaction. Like when this Kent is getting a free pass on everything, and like she's fighted hard and still gets slated left, right, and centre for her journey, which there's no more of the journey to do. She's completed it, and big up to her. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just don't know. I don't know. And that's awful as well. This thing, speaking about AQ there, this thing with the toilets, was there some law that you have to go back and use a toilet now to whatever you was born as?
I've not actually looked into it, but I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think they've changed it, but obviously you can get I don't know if they still do it now, but you could get certificates. So if you transition, you can get a birth certificate obviously once you've transitioned. So I think people who have got those, they're allowed to still use the designated toilets because they're legally classed as that now. But I think if you're not, then you've got to revert back to male or female.
But I do think that's awful, like for after everything that she's gone through, because to me, she, in my eyes, she is a woman now, so she's going into a male space, and that's not nice.
What cockapoo do you, cockapoo will know what toilet do you use, cockapoo?
Cockapoo's like me, she just cocks her ass in the bush. But who agrees with that as well? Like, who thinks that's wrong to go, once they've fully transitioned and they've got all the women's bits and everything there, going into a male environment? I think that's fucking wrong. I still say, if you've got your male bits and it says a woman's toilet, you shouldn't be allowed in. I still stand with that, but I stand with...
It's like a straight man going into a female's toilet, in a way, do you know what I mean? Like... with transgenders and stuff, I think if they're fully changed and everybody's like, and obviously they look like obviously what they want to be, and people see them like that and identify them as that, then I don't think it should be an issue. Whereas with people like
Alphabet, I'm going to go back to the infested one again. Every given chance, like them trousers and that I'm showing, you can clearly fucking see. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't even try to hide it.
Hello, what's happening, Pearl?
Oh, all right, Bobby.
Listen, I won't be using any male toilets because
I think it's wrong.
Well, there's no punishment. I've checked on it. Like, there's no law punishment. It's like down to like the building that you're in. But listen to this. What I was saying yesterday is, what are the women gonna do? Because in the women's toilet, there's gonna be men with beards walking in. But think about this element to it. You could get men going into the women's toilets where you're taking your kids and all that, who are genetically men, but say that they're trans women to get in your toilets now.
And that's why I'm saying, if a man has still got his man's bits, personally, me, myself, I think it's fucking wrong and he shouldn't be allowed. The same, when a woman's got a woman's bits, what the fuck does she want in a man's toilet for?
But
it's
what about real men who are not trans going in the girls' toilets pretending to be trans?
And this was my whole point when I caused fucking riots on the app years ago when I said... a man could wake up and please, because I'm going to go down this rabbit hole again. When I said predilors, right, could wake up and identify as a trans woman, put a frock on, go into the toilet, and it's a free fucking reign to still be a predilor.
But now real men who were born men can go into the girls' toilets and pretend that they used to be a woman and abuse your kids or something. So it's like a bit of a bad situation, because you can't tell with these trans men because they're on the testosterone, the voices are deep, they've got facial hair. So when they're coming in and used to be female, but you're going to get the liars who go in the woman's toilets now and say, "Oh, I was born female, so that's why I'm in here."
Exactly. And I just think it's fucking wrong on every level. What they're trying to bring that law into. Is it August or September or something?
August the 5th. And Top Girls, right? It, like, people try to say I'm transphobic, but I'm not. I'm very protective over, obviously, like, real trans people who are going through the real journey and stuff. It's not being transphobic. And someone also mentioned, but you said to Mama Kaz, but me and Mama Kaz both had a backwards and forwards. She put pictures of me up as a male, called me Andrew. We had a backwards and forwards. Mama Kaz wasn't attacked. Let me know one person who could attack Mama Kaz without her coming back and saying something. So that was a backwards and forwards. It wasn't like trans women argue with each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think it's wrong. 1,000,000% I think it's wrong. Firstly, for women that is like fully transitioned and to go into that male space, so if something happens, what they're going to do about it? Are they going to believe them? Are they going to disbelieve them? Would that person go to a police station over it? Because it's going to be embarrassing, full stop, whatever happens. But I think it's fucking wrong.
Well, I asked ChatGPT about it. Is there a punishment by law as a trans person if you do go into and it's said there's no actual legal punishment. So how are they going to enforce it?
Exactly. That's what I said. So on that case there, would they go to the police because there's no law that they could thing it, and it's going to be their word against theirs? Do you know what I'm saying? This is going to fucking cause absolute riots.
I feel like I want to get arrested for using the wrong toilets just so that it causes a spectacle, and then I'll be interviewed by the news and everything. Imagine I've got a vajayjay and I'm being arrested for using a toilet. That'd be great.
Exactly, Bobby. You get yourself back on the telly.
I know, exactly. All right, we're watching still. See you all later.
Bye, Bob.
Bye.
I'm going to get myself in trouble here.
Go on.
So I must be walking around with my head in the clouds, because when I used to go clubbing, no kids obviously around, I didn't care. There'd be transgender women in the toilets. I used to go to Ministry of Sound. You'd all walk in together. I suppose maybe now things are different. Maybe people are more aware. I think
no, because we're the one age, and I still would not go into a man's toilets. And if I seen a man come in and I know he was a man, I'd fucking drop kick him. Sorry.
When I'm dying to go to the toilet and I've looked, I don't want to go into men's because I think they're filthy usually. But I've gone in the men's toilets. I'm not going to lie, I have.
Listen, if I'd done it, I would say I've done it. I would. But I don't agree with it. So why the fuck am I going to walk into a man's toilet when my whole opinion on it, it's fucking wrong and it's not safe? And especially when you're in a pub and you're fucking pissed as a parrot and God knows what, you're putting yourself in that danger. I don't agree with it.
I think it's different when you've got kids around. When you need to take them the loo, and you're a man or a woman, and you've got a different sex child or whatever.
Yeah, I've got a little boy, and I wouldn't ever go into a male's toilet with him to go to the toilet. I'd take him either into a female's or into the disabled, and he'd be in the cubicle with me the whole time.
100%. Yeah, I get that, but I don't know what the answer is. I said yesterday it's a minefield. For me though, I think that sometimes you get a vibe from someone, whether they're a man or a woman, whether they're in a dress or not. For me, it's that you're just always aware of your surroundings and whether you feel safe in those surroundings.
Yeah,
that's my personal view.
Exactly.
I suppose I'm just a bit chilled out about it.
So yeah, I'm not. I must be a proper pro when it comes to that. Do you know? I just don't agree with it.
To be fair, I think I've once accidentally went into the male toilets. And I ran out straight away.
Can I ask you something though, Top Girl? So you said you accidentally went into the male toilet. So in that second, I'm not saying it would happen, it would ever happen, but I'm just trying to put it as a scenario. So if you walked in there and then something happened, they could slam that door behind you and something happened, how would you have felt about yourself? Like...
Just quickly, Pearl, another aspect to this is that what are you going to do when a presenting male walks into the female toilet and you have to explain to your small child why there's a man in there? You know, you're going to have to start educating your kids on trans people, which people don't want to do. Sexuality and gender are things that you don't want to teach your kids about at a young age. Like, people just don't want to do it to corrupt the minds. But now when a man walks in and your little baby goes, why is there a man in the women's toilet? You don't have to then explain. So that's going to be terrible. I don't think this has been thought through properly, to be honest. What they should have done was made another toilet, and then it wouldn't have been in this issue.
Yeah. And that's why, you know, even like, you know, when you're out and you see a man's toilet, a woman's toilet, and then these, is it neutral something toilets, right? I would still prefer to wait and go into the women's toilet because I wouldn't feel comfortable where it's mixed, and I certainly wouldn't go into the man's.
Yeah, exactly. But all these factors, because what happened was when it went to court, it was women campaigning for women's spaces. They didn't factor in the trans men, which, like I say, you're going to have to explain to your kids when a man walks in now why they're in the women's toilets.
Exactly. I agree with it all, honestly.
And that's wrong, because I don't think kids should be taught those things about sexuality and gender at such a young age. But how are you going to avoid it when they're asking questions?
But how you just said there, you feel like you want to purposely go in and get arrested for going in a toilet now that the law has said you have to go into. I think that genuinely really is going to happen, because
I think EQ likes being in handcuffs.
That's right. It's why break the habit of a lifetime?
No, but understand, I think that's genuinely going to happen. And then, listen, you're going to get, I don't know, you're going to get, I think, fucking attacks and everything's going to happen by all doing this. I know I'm taking it to another level, but come on, I think it will happen.
Yeah, it will, because then people will be able to identify who's trans and who's not, and there could be trans haters, and then there'll be attacks and things like that. You know? So yeah, you're right.
Can I bring another perspective? So I, over the years, obviously, I've always worked in corporate. Since the transgender sort of thing has come in workplaces, if you are identifying as a woman, then you use the women's toilets, and vice versa if you're a woman identifying as a man. And it's just accepted, and it's the norm. Obviously, you're in a corporate environment, and therefore you're traceable. So there is no sense of risk in those environments. I think it's about how you perceive risk in a public toilet rather than in, you know, all types of public type toilets outside your own home. I mean,
yeah.
Get toileted. Okay, everyone. I'll see you soon. Love yous. Bye.
Bye, Bubby.
I think people shouldn't go to public toilets anyway. You never know what disease you'll catch.
Well, I just hover over them. I don't ever sit on anybody else's toilet but my own, so I just hover.
Listen, I've been out with the dogs. I have to shit in the woods sometimes.
I swear to God, I always sit. Look at when I used to do my burger van, freezing on a morning time, and my head's been too busy looking for cars coming in. I've sunk me box on a bed of nettles. I've sharp jumped.
You know, the only public toilets I've ever been to is in an airport, and I think that's when it was. I think I was in Dubai, and I went into the men's.
The right toilet in Dubai, Top Girl.
Yeah, I know. I ran out straight away.
Anyone who's not been to Dubai, if you use certain loos when you go in, there wouldn't be like a European loo scenario. There'd be like a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
It's, I ran out. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, listen, everybody, I'm sorry, but it's 12 o'clock, so I've stayed on an hour more than I wanted to. I've got to clean up and get myself a shower. So all of you, have a lovely day.
Pearl, listen. Right, if you stay on another half an hour...
No, if I got a thing, I would. A lion or not the Timu version either.
Gabby Kelly's got a proper sweaty minge right now. Bye.
Oh.
Bye. So listen, I am going to go, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
All of you have a lovely bloody day. Thank you very much for all of my presents, and tag Pearl's point of view in any videos that you want playing, and we'll play them later on. Roughly about 5:30 I'll be on, right? So have a lovely day.